This is the overview of being physically fit, and it depends on how well a person fulfills each of the components of being healthy. So there are components of fitness, and this is what I'm going to try to quickly one by one try to understand and let me know which one you can actually do for your own self. So you can always start somewhere. And this is what I'm saying, guys. You don't have to start by lifting or being in a gym membership. You don't have to have a gym to start fitness. All you have to do is your own body. Maybe a little bit of space. If you don't have any space, you can still do it. You can do fitness any time of the day. That's the problem with all of us. We always abuse a lot of things. We abuse food. We abuse things that are abusable. Gano. And these are the 5 components. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cardiorespiratory performance. Ayan. Sa Tagalog, guys. Ano ba yung cardiorespiratory sa Tagalog? Ayan, cardiorespiratory endurance indicates how well the body can supply fuel during physical activity via the body's circulatory and respiratory systems. Activities that help improve cardiorespiratory endurance are those that cause an elevated heart rate for a sustained period of time. Sa Tagalog, guys, ito yung mga bagay na ginagawa mo na yung tibok ng puso mo tumataas, ayan, which in Japan, we usually talk about this as we call it stamina. Meaning, for example, when you're doing a specific thing, you're doing self-care. How many of these can you do actually, before you actually get tired of it? So if you can observe, you'll probably do it way harder, way faster back in the day. But now you get to a point, your elbow hurts, your shoulder hurts, your hands cramping and stuff like that. That's old age. And you have to have fitness to actually do those things. You have to have cardiorespiratory performance to do the things like sex, like having sex. Sometimes back in the day, you probably can do it 2 hours, 3 hours of thrusting, and that's fine. But now, as you grow old, you couldn't even do 1 thrust because your hip hurts. No cardio for skinny dudes, only warm-ups and bodybuilding. So, when it comes to cardio, a lot of people are saying, you're already skinny. Don't do cardio. But there's a bunch of cardio, guys. But what cardio is really is your heart rate goes up, Your heart rate goes up. You're having you're trying to catch your breath. That's all practice. That's all stamina. And depending on how elevated your place is, that's why a lot of if you're watching football, there's a lot of fighters as well. If you watch UFC, there are fighters who are actually training in a high altitude. The more you work, the more effective, depending on how you actually execute these specific exercises. Because if you execute it in a bad form, then that's already bad. So if you are skinny, it doesn't mean that you don't need cardio. You just need a specific thing about cardio because you still have to work your heart. You still have to work your lungs. For example, marathon runners, they're already skinny. Why are they doing cardio? It's because it's stamina. Let's see. Like rowing a boat, right? When you row a boat, that's why you do workouts that are stamina. You want to row the boat as long as you can. But if you're not going to practice, if you're not going to work and train those muscles that are working that specific motion, then it will give up easily. It will get tired easily. And that's what stamina, that's what cardiorespiratory performance means. It making you do the work for as long as you can. So it's very important whether you are thin, fat, it's everyone. Everyone needs cardio. And that's why there are a lot of alternatives on cardio, like jump squats. You squat, you jump, do it fast as you can. Do sprinting, that's very, very easy. But depends on your goal. Depends on what you want. Also, skinny people like some that I know feel that they are healthy, because they are skinny, and big guys that I know feel that they are stronger than a smaller person because of their size. Look, guys, this is one of my pet peeve actually. You know, the fat, the thin, blah, blah, blah. This is why I'm kind of like, sometimes I get irritated with this stereotype. If you're thin, it depends. It just really depends. Like, look further on that. Like, genetically, if your family is just thin, no matter what, that's your genes, then you probably is one of those lucky ones that have a high metabolism, even if they're old or they're getting old. Even thin people can have diabetes. It's not really that. And if you're like ripped, you know, those people that you see super ripped, just looking on somebody's physique is not the totality of how healthy a person is. And this is also can be justifiable on both sides. Fat people or people that aren't healthy would always have the justification of because it's just their genes. You know, they're just fat or they have this disease or something. There is a rare case scenario where thyroid people that has disorder on their thyroid, their hormones, those actually does happen, but it's very rare. It's not everyone, you know, just because you feel tired, you feel this. Doctors, you need a doctor if you have that. But if you don't have that illness, wake up and do work. Lots of skinny people still die from heart attack. Felipe, is that true? Exactly. And it's because of the food you eat. So it's not something that just because you're thin, you're good, you're healthy. It's not. There's a lot of factors for a person to be healthy. Let's listen to Felipe G because I like the stories. Back in the day, a 50-year-old co-worker just collapsed and died in the office. He was skinny but didn't really exercise, and his diet. Because guys, even if you're thin, if you're abusing your body of eating a bunch of garbage food, scientists already proven that it gives plaque. It would stop working properly because these are fat. And it doesn't even mean that even if you're skinny, you don't have fat. You have fat around your organ, which is the fatal one, and the one that is under your skin. There are two things. And that's why if you have a belly, you know, if your waist are just really big and you're into the obese thing, be very, not be worried. You know, I don't want you guys stressing. There are some type of fat that can only reduced by diet, not exercise. Exactly. And you know, like six pack, you can only achieve it if you have proper nutrition and exercise. It has to be both. And from some lucky ones, probably just genetic. And this is another thing that I've heard multiple times.
Why would I try to be healthy? Why would I stop eating the things that I like? Life is too short. I should enjoy it.
Things like that. It's like, it's so dumb, you know? It's like, even if you feel you're healthy, it doesn't give you the right to not take care of your body because especially if you're a family person, you know, if you have small kids, if you have, you know, some family member that depends on you. You cannot be just very, very selfish like that just because you want to eat all the food and garbage you want. You're just going to continue doing it. If you want to have kids, obese gene factor is a thing now. You can actually pass your obesity genes to your kids, you know. So please just be very, very responsible with the information I'm giving. That's right. Facts and more facts. Ganon. I'm sorry, sometimes I could be very, 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 like, this is tough love from time to time, but doesn't mean I don't care about you guys, you know. I just talk sometimes like this, but it doesn't mean I try to like belittle anybody. Like, I'm still fat in my own mentality, guys. You know, I have that weird thing in my head sometimes. There's a lot of factors for a person to be the way they are. There are genes, family history, you know. That's why I try my best to be as healthy as I can be because my family, on the side of my mother, we have heart attack. My side of my dad, it's all about neurological. So for me to understand this, and now that you're here and you're watching me, let's do it together, you know? But I like these questions, guys. Why you're not doing this every time? So it's our parents to blame. The thing is, I want to dig into this. I want to explore this one. For me, if you're a parent and you don't educate yourself with proper nutrition, you're already doing a bad job for your kids. I get it. There's factors. One of the factors in America, that's why there's a lot of, or there's a pandemic of obesity, is poverty level. We also have that in the Philippines. But I think now looking at it more broaden, when you think about it, yes, being healthy costs a lot. Organic foods, healthy foods, whole foods, especially in America, you cannot get healthy foods when you're poor unless you live in a country where there's a farm. Like in the Philippines, they look very healthy because they have their own produce. You know, they eat and they cook at home. But once everything is all instant, you know, there's a lot of salt in that preservative foods that you're eating. Restaurants, it's not home cooked. It's not like fresh and organic as they say it. And that's why we get fat. I do get that. But that's why you're a parent. That's why you have to have that information that if you are not taking care of your body and you want to get pregnant or make someone pregnant, you have to take care of yourself first. Eat right, you know? And it's not even like I'm not asking you to eat all the healthy foods out there. Just try to eat like gradually. Do not abuse food. In the Philippines, we have unlimited rice. I get it. You know, I really do get it. But do you really need unlimited rice? In America, the portions of the food are just really, really big. Like it's for a family, for a person's family. Do you really need that? Or you can actually just buy enough food for yourself and cook it at home. You know I'm lazy when I'm cooking, but I did it. You know, I did it because I'm a parent. I did it because I want my kids to be raised in a healthy surroundings, you know, giving them a chance to actually experience the world in a better light. Because if you're fat, you're already being judged, you're already being shamed. And do you really want that for your kids? You know, being shamed at school? Or you're just gonna depend on the now generation where saying fat to someone is you have to cancel that person. That's fat shaming. No, it's just what else can I say a person with a you know okay. I do have a strong opinion when it comes to parents that having fat kids. You know, for me, it's child abuse because you're already limiting your kids to his or her full potential. So, yes, your question, Mike, it's your family's fault. So, it's our parents to blame. It could be. It could be. But, this is what I'm saying. You're a kid. You're gonna be an adult. You're gonna have your own mind. And if you cannot get your together, then there's definitely problem with you. Not with your parents, but with you. Because all of us will be kids and will be an adult and we can do something about it. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope I did, say that. Guys, if I'm harsh, I'm harsh. I can't do anything about it sometimes. I'm just too passionate with it. But just know that I'm saying this coming from a good place. Yeah? Be harsh. We need to hear it. Somebody got to be saying it. If you have kids, start them very, very young. I understand some teenagers really just don't have a thing for it. They don't want to work out. They don't want to exercise. They just don't want to do this little thing. But if you're already watching this and you think it's already late for you to influence them, those things, for your part, just buy foods that are healthier. Don't buy anything that are unnecessary. Spinach! Yes, spinach. I love spinach. Like even as a kid, I don't eat vegetables. Oh my God, even carrots I don't like. But with me, it's like the more you get aware of the things. And that's why I said information is very, very powerful. Stretching for me, didn't like it. The more I understand the body mechanics, the more I understand the benefits, the more I understand and feel it for myself, the more I am in love with it now. Like I can't understand what happened. I'm just in love with the stretching right now. I told you guys, if I didn't see your name all the time, if I didn't say it all the time, I will forget. I have that dumb dream when it comes to remembering names. I'm so forgetful at names. Like even my classmates from them, I'm sorry to say this, I know their face, but for the love of me, I can't remember their names. So I think I'm just dumb like that when it comes to remembering names.